All right, we are on the record. September 17, 2025, 11 o'clock. Franklin, Indiana, unsafe building hearings. Hearing authority, K. Mark Lloyd. Presiding, if I could have those testifying stand and raise your right hand, Ms. Barger. Solemnly swear or affirm information about give this tribunal is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so help you God. Okay. If I could have an update on the property at 115 Champion Ulysses, Franklin, Indiana, please.
Good morning. Alex Getchell, Senior Planner, City of Franklin. Update on the process. Internally, we have been working on and have been finalizing our request for proposals documents or request for quotes documents and our potential contract moving forward. We have also, after our meeting, the last time we had reached out to Mr. Barger through email and sent him a list of different contractors to potentially reach out to in order to get quotes for potential demolition. I think we sent him 5 different contractors, names, phone numbers, emails, things like that, to potentially reach out to them for that job. Otherwise, we have not had any other contact, no other updates at this time. Waiting, I guess, give a little additional time to the property owner to finalize plans to move forward. So that's our update.
Alex, before you, Stanley, if you could for me, what do you perceive at this stage one of the reasons I'm asking this is just to find out what our time frame is that we're looking at. Additionally, whether or not we need to have an additional review hearing, and if so, when?
Sure. So Clay and I were talking about this actually yesterday afternoon. We were kind of finalizing what we thought schedule-wise as we worked on our documents for the request for quotes. We were envisioning potentially, depending on how it goes today and what Mr. Barger has to say, moving forward with, getting the order recorded and then getting the contacting the title company to do the title search and then doing all the notification, but setting the opening for the request for quotes to be on October 24th. At that point, that would give us time to then put together the contract and have it signed and then go before the Board of Public Works on November 1st. And at that point, we haven't set the number of days specifically that we would be in agreement to have it down completely. We still have that left as kind of a variable there on how many days we want that to be, but essentially have it to the Board of Works by November 1st.
Okay. So other than administrative matters, if we stay the course, probably nothing until first of the year.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That we would need to review within this tribunal.
No, I wouldn't think so, other than, we would just be given an update of, we're in the process.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so at this point.
Okay. We could set it earlier. I just wanted to see what our outside time.
Yeah, certainly. I don't think it would be necessary for next month.
Would we need to talk to him before we move forward with tearing it down? Is that what I'm saying?
We would work through that process once we start moving forward, but yeah.
Okay. Mr. Barger, I see you're here. If you'd like to step forward, state your full name for me, please.
That's Brian Barger.
Okay. Any additional thoughts by you?
No, I tried. I got a hold of the bank and they wouldn't loan me money.
Okay.
I've been thinking about or looking at it, just trying to sell the place, but I'm not really done anything. I got a hold of a guy, but he wasn't interested with everything going on with it. So just sort of,
Okay.
I'd like to try to sell it.
All right. I'll speak for myself, not necessarily the city. Much prefer this go as inexpensively and smoothly as it possibly can for you. While I have and will continue to have right now fines under advisement, and as long as you're cooperating, I see no reason for me to impose any. Ultimately, if you just stay in contact with the city officials and work with them to make it as seamless as possible for them, then you're doing the best you can. All right? So do you have any questions?
No, not specifically, no.
Okay. Any follow-up by the city then?
No, sir.
All right. Based upon those discussions, then, why don't we set this for an additional review after that November 1st target date? So,
That'd be the 19th.
okay. We'll do November 19 and do a review at that point in time at 2, right now planning 2 o'clock. Okay. If you would be kind enough to be here, in case there's any inquiries we need to make at that point in time of you on your property,
Yeah,
would appreciate that.
okay. And like I said, I'm trying to look into selling it.
Sure.
At this point, and then hopefully I can get.
You know, as long,
some more
again,
information.
as long as you're keeping the city agents informed of your status, I'm not sure you're gonna be able to with the status of the property.
Yeah,
But you'll need to certainly let these officials know what your plans are in advance of putting any ink to paper, so that they're aware as well of the transfer of ownership. We've had that happen before. It's not like it can't occur, but really, your problem then transfers to those individuals.
Yeah, yeah.
So you might as well, on the front end, have the city involved, and again, that's part of the cooperation element that I would consider before I would impose any coercive mechanism like fines. Okay?
yeah, okay.
All right.
Just one more additional. Just on that note, with potentially selling the property, there is specifics in the unsafe building law, under the Indiana State Unsafe Building Law, about selling the property and giving them disclosures and notifications of the unsafe building hearing process, and then also notifying us when a contract has been signed for that. We would need to know that because it then falls under the interested parties portion of that that we would then have to notify. And if we're already moving forward with demolition, that would need to be included. So we definitely would need to have that information as those things progress, if that does happen. So just want to make sure that was. on
Certainly, I'm
record.
glad you brought that up verbally for Mr. Barger's benefit. Okay? All right. In recess on that particular matter, I don't show we have anything else today on our agenda.
That's correct.
Okay? So we'll stay the course with regard to the October hearing. And then I think we're in recess. Okay.